So, Z Physics, hello.
Hi.
If you were doing A-level physics exams in 2024, which websites would you go to?
Ooh, that's such a good question. There's so many websites out there. Before we even delve into this, I really want to say that past paper questions is probably the best single revision that you can do. However, we just wanted to show you a few other options that can really help you improve your physics. The number one of these, I think, is Isaac Physics. I use that a lot with my students. And the beauty of Isaac Physics is that it's a website that you can do while you're waiting for the bus, for instance, while you're commuting to college. That can really help with your understanding.
Yeah, so on the website itself, Isaac Physics, a lot of you might have seen it before. Some of you might be sick of it. Your teacher might have forced you to do it. But Isaac Physics itself, if you were going there and you maybe weren't familiar with it, where would you go to on the website to start to find questions?
So I'll probably click on A-level and equivalent up here, and if I was to click on that, I will then click on the Essential Physics Skills book. It's a little bit hidden away, but this is a real gem, trust me. I would then scroll down, then you can see a whole bunch of questions organized by topic. For instance, if you are uncertain about the uncertainties, you could click over here and you could practice absolute uncertainties, for instance, or if you wanted to have some questions on discharging capacitors, you could click on there, you can view the board, and you'll be able to find a ton of questions that will really help with your understanding. Please note that these typically do not involve describe and explain questions, which will need to be practiced separately.
Cool. And I think something else which is really good with Isaac Physics is that maybe once you've done those questions, or you want to find ones which are a bit more synoptic, so they join things together, again, you can just go from the home page. You can go to A-level or equivalent. You can go to the question finder. From there, you can select your level. And it does go down to sort of year 9 level, but let's go for A-level. Let's choose physics, although they do maths, biology and chemistry as well. So if you're doing A-level physics, you'll probably be doing one of these other subjects. You can then choose your questions by topic. And I would say that if you're going for a challenge 2 or 3, they get difficult.
They do get very difficult.
Which is amazing, but it sometimes maybe doesn't help if you don't have much time for revision. You want to make the most of that time. I think looking at kind of like a practice level 3 or a challenge level 1 is a good thing to go for. Questions will come up and then you can have a go at these. And I'd have thought that once you've had a go at these questions, going back to do past paper questions will be, in a way, easier because they're a little bit more structured and they break it down mark by mark. So there's lots of stuff on Isaac Physics. It's almost endless. There's an endless amount of stuff to do, but there's some stuff there that you can sort of look at by topic. Okay, so that's kind of maybe not the kind of last bits of revision that people are doing just before their exams. Where would you be going to get past papers?
Past papers, Physics and Maths Tutor has all the past papers and they're really nicely organized. I really recommend that. As well, they have loads of question sets based on topic. This is really, really valuable because if you're revising, say, mechanics, then you probably want a past paper question set just on that.
Yeah, so Physics and Maths Tutor, completely free, run by a great set of people. So they've got, I suppose, lots and lots of physics and math stuff, but they've got stuff for everything now, yeah. Basically. If you maybe go to physics revision, something that you might not have seen is that if you are doing AQA, and you can then find stuff by topic, let's maybe look at thermal physics, they do have question sets based on old AQA papers. They split them down into multiple choice question sections, and what I've actually done here is I've written a lot of the model answers for all of the multiple choice questions. Now that's great if you're doing AQA, but even if you're doing OCR, like the physics is pretty much identical, or you're doing EdXL. So if you're an OCR, EdXL, WJC student or international, even though that might not be your exam board, have a look on the AQA topic areas, have a look at the multiple choice, and where it says MA, there are my model answers. But yeah, Physics and Maths Tutor. Where else would you be going on this website? What would you be doing if you're like, maybe looking for OCR stuff?
If you're doing OCR, for instance, and if you run out of questions, I've been working quite hard to produce some question set that you can get from my website, for instance. Also in Easter, I'll be running a full-on 3-day revision session where I will aim to cover pretty much the whole of A-level physics, regardless of the exam board. So even if you're doing AQA, the physics is very, very similar. It will be a mix of questions. So if you're interested in that, have a browse on my website, just underneath physics tutoring.
So this is zphysicsLessons.net. I actually bought some stuff off there before we did this video just to see what it's like. What's good with the workbooks, again, it's like another source of questions on one particular topic, but when you buy it, it's like a digital download, and you get like the questions and you get the answers and you get a video as well, which is actually quite nice. So if you're stuck on something, there's like Z Physics there going through it and kind of going step by step through that. So I think you put a lot of work into these. They take a long time to do questions, don't they?
Quite a lot. I need to do so many more of these, but stay tuned.
So definitely worth a shout out to that. Also, can I just do a shameless plug? I've also got stuff over at A-Level Physics Online. You can find stuff organised by topic. There's links there to like videos. So for example, these are my AQA videos down here, all organised by topic. Also, you can buy things like my workbooks I've got there.
You have extra practice papers as well, don't you?
Yeah, so I've got some practice papers. These at the moment are based on the practical skills. So we've got like AQA paper 3A, which is often like the weird one. There's not as many past papers around to kind of practice with those. But I've also taken those questions and put them into practical packs for Edexcel, OCR. So you can find all of those on my website. But you were talking about, doing lots and lots of past papers is important. But you mentioned having like a folder that you keep with your wrong answers in. How do you do that?
So this is a trick actually that I learned as a student that's really helped me whenever I was taking exams. So quite a lot of students would kind of solve a lot of past papers and then kind of like put them in the bag, maybe in a cupboard somewhere, and then never really look at it again. Now, this is exactly what you don't want to do. You really want to have a separate folder, and you want to put pretty much every single question that you got wrong, even if it's a question from class, question from practice, those are the questions that you're going to improve on. If you remember how to apply Newton's second law today, chances are in a few months you also probably remember it. But if you don't know how to apply the capacitor discharge equation today, then probably in a few months' time, you probably won't know it unless you do something about it. So just having that separate folder, no matter whether you're getting the resources from, can really make a massive difference to your grades.
So yeah, I'm going to call it the folder of failure. Basically, it's good to
future success.
Yeah, future success, whatever. But I think you need to, and this is the thing, that you need to focus on the things that you find hard, difficult, challenging. And if they're all contained, then you can go, oh yeah, I didn't do so well previously, but I know from my mistakes what I can do better in the future. So you've got your failure, your folder of failure that has all the kind of stuff that you've done wrong, which everybody does. Everybody makes mistakes. But that's what you're going to learn from, rather than just sort of leaving it, burying it in like a past paper that you're never going to look at again. Z Physics, thanks so much. If you want to see some more stuff that we've done some Olympiad questions, we've done some past paper questions, and you can find them on both of our channels. Make sure that you do subscribe to both of us. We're both going to be doing loads of stuff over the coming months in the run-up to your exams. So make sure that you do subscribe and turn on notifications to see all the latest stuff that we're doing, which hopefully can help you be a little bit more confident. Z Physics, thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.